I wanted to talk today about finances so that we all are aware of what we can buy and how we take care of that so that none of this is costing you any personal money. The first thing is that if you know you're going to need more money and you use a ministry card, you want to ask for an increase, probably March 1st, ask for an increase. Anyone who'll be using their card, which would just be one per room, will be charged $1,200. Now you'll get it back, but they will use your card for that $1,200. So just be aware of that. And if you're going to need more money, please do an increase and not worry about that. For meals, so meals will be something that all of us are going to be needing to buy. You will have your travel days, however many meals you'll be eating on those. Breakfast on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And Tuesday might be a travel day again. Lunch on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then dinners will either be with your team, or if you opt out and are by yourself, then you would need to cover that. And then if you want to purchase any snacks, whether it's while you're there or get a Starbucks coffee or something, those all would be things that, again, we want to make sure are covered for you, whether you're with someone with a ministry card, which is what is ideal. If you don't have a ministry card, you need to keep all of your receipts. And then we'll go over how we will reimburse you for that. But whether you have an envelope or a place in your purse or wallet or something, it's mandatory to attach receipts to the form we're going to give you. Now, you can also take pictures of those receipts if that's helpful. Also, any supplies that you might need, whether that be if you end up buying your own uniforms, shirts, or if you needed to buy something specific to something you're helping with your program. It's important that when we go to clear our expenses, whether that be with a one card or if you're going to be using our reimbursable form, for everyone, you will document it similarly. And Michelle talked about this a little bit in the meeting, but if you are with KOM, you're on the place where you mark out the purpose. It will be K. If you're with YOM, it'll be Y. Then you'll put a colon. Then you put the location, which is TX for Texas. Then you put briefing, which you can just do BFG. And then you put the category, whether that be crafts, staff meal, travel. That's the category. Then down in the comments, put what you bought and why. It could be paper for crafts or something like that. Okay, so it's your group, which is K or Y, colon, location, Texas, TX, briefing, so TX, BFG, and then the category. That needs to be on every single one that you do so that way we can know when we go back to the budget how much was spent. And then down in the comments, you can put what you bought and what it was for. For tips, they don't have Bellman. They have like the airport carts that they would prefer us to use. They will provide some extra staff for our ministry partners, but we'll just use the carts that are there and take our own luggage in, so you don't need to worry about that. Housekeeping tips are already covered, so you don't need to worry about that. If you were to need SkyCap, they would recommend $2 per bag. For valet, if you end up borrowing the van, they would do $3 upon request. For valet, when you go to reimburse that or you go to mark that, that goes under travel and tolls, okay? If you do an Uber, that will go under travel and then air, bus, or taxi. It's all one category. They really do not want any of us to be charging to our room. So when we check in, we'll get a badge or a wristband, and I'm going to do a video on checking in. So it could be very simple to want to use that for charges, But please do not do that. That just complicates the whole budgeting and being able to figure out easily what was spent. Again, this is kind of just an overview. If you have any specific questions, please feel free to talk with either Allison for KOM or Rachel for YOM, or you can always talk to me. Okay? Again, we don't want this to cost you money, and we want to try to clear this as quickly and as precisely as we can. In fact, we may have a little meeting before we head back to home and just be able to maybe even go over expenses a little bit if people have questions, so that as much as we can get done ahead of time, we do. Okay, thanks so much. Bye.